Let's begin. All right, everybody, back with the YouTube video that I promised I would make for you guys. This is a remake of what we already made, but we had some audio issues, so Justin was polite enough to hop back on here and do a complete run through again, taking in some time out of his night to help you guys out and bring this value. So Justin is a good friend of mine, but I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit. He's got a lot of really good things going for him, and it'll probably shock you how young he actually is, but it's just more of a testament to how successful he is and is going to be. So without further introduction, Justin, how would you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
All right, cool. All right. What's up, guys? My name is Justin. I actually just turned 17 today. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
The main things I do are personal branding, affiliate marketing, and I'm actually starting my marketing agency soon, as well as learning some Forex as well. So those are like the top 4 things that I'm into currently. And today we're just going to show you guys like how to run like a basic Instagram story ad for growth. This is something that like has worked very well for me personally. I've been gaining anywhere from 100 to 200 followers a day. On like a $2 to $3 ad spend, which is like pretty crazy to think about because these followers are actually very highly engaged. I think my engagement rate is anywhere from like 12 to 13%, which is very, very high, especially for someone like me who, quickly grew to 6.7K followers at this point. So let's actually hop into it real quick.
Yeah, like he said, 900 to like 6,700 followers in what, like 2.5 months?
Yeah, like 2 months, 2.5 months.
Which has led to some cool deals and obviously a bunch of affiliate marketing sales, which we can kind of explain just a little bit, but that's not what this video is all about. But yeah, 6,779 followers in like 2 months. So this does work. This is practical. This is up to date. Like this is what works, and he's going to take us through it. So yeah, Justin, how about you screen share with us and just run us through the show?
For sure. All right. Is this? All right, let's before we begin, let's actually hop into a site called canva.com. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but basically this is a website that lets you, create custom like dimensions for your photos. So to like, if you're like me and you don't really have any like editing skill, I guess you just like to, sort of throw it together in iMovie. This is what I would do. I would just go to use custom dimensions, and then the key to this, like to make it fit on an iPhone screen or just a smartphone screen, is 1080 width, 1920 height. So those are just the dimensions you need. And then as soon as you're done with that, just like post whatever or upload whatever picture you want to use in your story ad. Maybe preferred as like 2 to 3 pictures. And then just upload it there and then crop it to this dimension and then re-download it and then obviously import it into iMovie. But this is just like a little handy little tool that I personally use to make my ads. But making the ads is like a whole different topic. Some of you might want to get like a graphic designer, but this is not really what the video is about. In this video, I'm just going to show you mainly how to set up the ad itself and how to get, how to optimize on Facebook to do that. So to set up a story ad, it's actually weird because the placement, even though it's on Instagram, you have to set it up on Facebook. So what you do is you go here, click that little arrow, and then go to manage ads, just like you would do on a regular Facebook ad. And then you click on your account. Just the same basic principles. Go to create ad. Start over, and then go to a traffic ad, right? Because you want to get the maximal. You want to optimize for the people who are most likely to click off onto another page, and that's what traffic is all for. And basically, in this case, a click would be either a swipe up or a click on your profile picture. So that's why we're running traffic. And then let's just name it test story ad. Continue. And then the ad set. This is where you actually target what audience you wanna direct the ad to. So I'm just gonna do an example here. So basically, for here, the little trick that I use is since the U.S. and like Canada and UK, they're all like more expensive countries. I would just actually type worldwide as one word here. That way, you could sort of average your budget out across like all different countries. Maybe you get like some even engaged followers from like different countries, like places in Asia and different places in Europe. And that's not a bad thing at all, because, you know, if you do your targeting right in terms of the interest and, you know, the language, just as long as you make sure they're interested in the same things that you're interested in and they speak English, then you're good to go, because they're still highly engaged. And I would still recommend targeting worldwide, especially if you're under like the 10K mark, because you just want to get to 10K at least to, like, you know, have some social proof going for you. So for age, I generally like to do like 15 through 28. That's just because, you know, that's mainly what my demographic is, you know, Gen Zs and millennials. Gender, all, that's just my preference. And then for language, obviously you want to do English, all. These are just the basic principles to ensure that you're getting the audience that you want. And then detail targeting, this is really where, you know, the magic happens, right? So there's lots of different options that you could do. For example, if you are, you have your own marketing agency and you're a digital marketer / entrepreneur, right? Obviously the first interest is, you know, entrepreneurship. Very, very big category. These are the broad categories. You can see 183 million people in here. And then from here, this is what I call flex targeting. So I do this occasionally, and what this allows you to do is, instead of adding all these interests in one category, like here, like if you add more interests here, so for example, if you put digital marketing, right? If you put it like that and you just keep adding interests, it only says this includes people who match at least one of the following. So that means even if they match one thing, they're already considered to be targeted in your ad. Whereas if you want to be very, very specific, let me get rid of this, and then you add digital marketing here, what this does is that it means that it has to match the stuff in this category, and it has to match the stuff in this category. So this is where you can get very, very specific with your targeting. You can also exclude people. So like even something like by income, for example, you go to demographics, financial, and then income. You can like exclude or include people who are in these ranges, which is also a very powerful tool. Not only in story ads, but like in any other sort of Facebook ad that you run. So that's just like the basic principles. Let's do a few more. Let's say you want them to be also interested in content creation. So this now basically means that entrepreneurship is the first thing that they have to match, and they also have to match either one of these. So either you can get like entrepreneur / content creator, or entrepreneur / digital marketer, or entrepreneur and both. So that's basically like the main way I would go about targeting. A lot of people don't really care, and they just want them to match like any one of them. That's fine. You could just add them all here. I like to do flex targeting to ensure that I get a very specific audience, because I'm already targeting worldwide anyway. So here it shows you estimated reach, daily reach, and amount of link clicks you can get. And that also that depends partly on your targeting, and it also depends on the budget that you put on it. And yeah, for story ads, generally I find this to be an underestimate, honestly. That it's like a very conservative estimate that Facebook puts here. But generally with $2, I get, like I said, anywhere from 100 to 200 followers a day, which is obviously way more link clicks than that. Yeah. So this is where you actually choose the ad to go on Instagram. So you click edit placements. Originally, if you're not used to running Instagram story ads, then it'll be like that, which means that like it's all Facebook placement, which is not what you want. But you don't have to uncheck everything. As soon as you click stories here, it automatically gets rid of everything else. And that means it's now running like this. This is the type of ad you'll see. And yeah, let's scroll down to budget, right? So like I said, already set at $2 a day. This is a very conservative estimate of how many link clicks you're going to get. Usually I get a few hundred link clicks per day, just because, I don't know, the targeting, or maybe it's how my ad looks, but really my ad is so damn simple. I'll actually pull it up right now.
They just must like the way you look, dude.
I hope so, dude. So I'll go into story ads, and then I'll play something simple right now. literally, I have no editing skills, so please withhold your judgment on this one.
So I'll tell you what, I vibe with that. If I saw that on my story, I'm swiping up. I'm clicking the profile. Hey,
Yeah,
Justin,
so-
how about you explain the importance of putting the click my profile and not swipe up?
Right. So I don't know when Instagram or Facebook did this, but originally you could do swipe up all day and it would redirect you straight to someone's profile in the actual Instagram app. Now what happens is that if someone swipes up instead of clicking on your profile picture, Instagram actually opens your URL up in its default browser, which is not what you want. I'm sure you guys have experienced it before, which means that like it opens up in the default browser, which is like really, really like clunky, hard to use, and it basically logs you out of Instagram. So you have to log back in and then follow the person, which is very, very annoying to have to do. Not very ideal, but you can work around that. I'll actually show you in the next part where you actually get into the ad and the creative and everything. That's where you like switch up the settings. But basically, as long as your Instagram account is linked to your Facebook account, that like shows Instagram that like if the person clicks on your profile picture, it automatically goes to your page without logging you out and stuff. So that's a very, very important part that you really, really have to remember. That's one of the biggest takeaways I would say of this video, is that a lot of people aren't aware of that because, you know, their friends, they haven't gotten their friends to test it whenever they see their ad. And, you know, they keep wondering nowadays, like, how come I'm not really getting as much engagement on my story ad? Well, that's because you're directing your audience to swipe up and then they have to log in to follow you. So that's like it's not a very streamlined streamlined way to go about things. So yeah, do the profile picture click. And also in your ad, you want to direct people to click on your profile picture. And yeah, one other little tip I want to bring up when you're actually making the story ad is that you want to always give your audience something of value, or, you know, something that they really want, not just like bragging about like how awesome you are. So for example, like for my ad, I have a little bit mixture of like what I do as well as like why people should follow me. So the first part is like, oh yeah, I'm a 16-year-old digital marketer, Forex trader, blah, blah. And then the second part is like, well, click my profile picture to see how I do it. And I know that's like a very good, you know, sort of bait for people, because oftentimes they see that ad, they come across and maybe they're like newbie entrepreneurs or, you know, digital marketers. And they're like, oh yeah, I want to learn this skill. Maybe this guy has some experience. Maybe if I follow him, he can give me some sort of insight, or maybe I can DM him and hit him up with questions. That's a very good way to get people to follow you, because if you're just like, oh yeah, I'm awesome, you know, look at me, I'm like, give me all the attention and like hit that follow. If you say like hit that follow button without anything else, they're not gonna follow you. Just bottom line.
The stubbornness in people alone are gonna keep them from following you.
Sorry.
I said the stubbornness in people alone will keep them from following you if that's all you're going for is that follow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. You have to.
In today's world, they can see through that like so quickly who's fake, who's real, who's like gonna provide them value. People don't want to follow you just because they're interested in you. They want to know how it can help them. People are very, very selfish. So you always have to have something that's gonna benefit them to like
definitely.
But bring them to your profile.
Yeah. Definitely. I would say so, yeah. Just, you know, whether it doesn't even have to be for your own profile. Like, it could be for YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like, don't just be like, oh, yeah, this channel has this and this, like, type of content, or, like, you know, I have amazing vlogs. It's not really attracting to other people. But if you're like, dude, I put together a 2-hour-long video, like, lesson playlist for you guys, they're going to follow you. You just be like, oh yeah, in this 2-hour playlist, you can hype it up a little bit too. You could be like, oh, in this 2-hour playlist, I teach you how to make like cinematic edits and get paid to start off doing like content creation stuff. Like, that's going to attract them, because it, like, they always ask themselves like, okay, what's in it for me? So that's basically how you optimize. One of the ways you optimize your ads as well. So yeah, for bid, I just like to keep it automatic, because honestly, my cost per click on story ads is so low. It's like usually anywhere from $0.001 per click to like $0.004, which is like very, very cheap. So I just leave it at automatic because, you know, it's going to be relatively the same bid. So yeah, let's hit continue. Okay, so here you really want to make sure that this is on your Facebook page. And sometimes I forget to do this because I have potential clients I'm working with right now, and I actually have access to like their ad accounts. So make sure your page says your name, Instagram account is linked up, and yeah, this is very important. Like I said, for people to be able to click on your profile picture instead of swiping up. And yeah, make sure you got that part down. Go to single video if you have a video. Here you just upload your video. Make sure it fits all the dimensions. Ideally, I think when you export from iMovie, you want to be exporting in 1080p. So yeah, make sure that it's all the dimensions are correct so that you can actually, your creative actually shows, or else it gives you like this nasty error and you can't run your ad. Website URL, just copy and paste your Instagram link here. Call to action, I just use learn more because obviously they're not buying anything from you, at least not yet. So learn more here. And yeah, that's basically how you set up your ad. I'll say the three most important takeaways are, number one, how to do the flex targeting. If you're looking to get very specific, so make sure you like exclude people. And then the second part is obviously telling people, like directing them to click on your profile picture instead of swiping up, because then you get that whole issue with them being logged out and they're not going to follow you. And then the third thing is obviously give some sort of value to your audience, because if it's all about you and you're just like going off bragging about like how good of a person you are, and you're not, giving them some sort of like instant gratification, then they're not going to hit that follow button, or they're not going to, subscribe to your YouTube channel or whatever it may be. And so, yeah, that's basically, those are the three biggest takeaways from what I just ran through here. But definitely make sure that your targeting is very on point, because you want your targeting to reach the right people. And yeah, that's basically it. I'll hop back into Hangouts real quick.
That was great.
That was great.
Thank you so much, seriously, for going through that. He kind of went through it pretty quickly, but you could see there very briefly that, and you can pause it on the YouTube video, that he spent right around like $17.52. I think I have it in the previous YouTube video that we filmed the first time. But $17.52. He got 1.7 million impressions, 1.4 million reach. Impressions is the amount of times people saw it. Reach is the amount of different people that saw it. 1.4 million reach for $17, and it has, grown his Instagram from 900 to very close to 7,000 followers in like 2 months, which is crazy results, but results that everyone could get if they just take the time. They build up their Instagram profile, and they obviously do good targeting and copy and make a nice ad. But Justin, I think you would agree with me that this is honestly just a teaser for everything we've learned in one of the courses we both took. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree 110%, dude. This Instagram story ads is like 1/20th of like what you learn in Influencer Ignited, because without Influencer Ignited, I would not be able to, because it's not just about paid traffic. You have to have something on your page that attracts people. Like, okay, so now you have to ask yourself, like, how do I build that? And that's exactly what the course goes over. And actually today, and I think for the next, I believe it's like next 2 or 3 days, there's a huge sale going on. Obviously, like a few days ago, it was like at $1,200. So, and that's completely like a justifiable price. Like even like.
Oh, absolutely. Like I've spent some money on courses. Let me tell you, this course was so much time and effort was put into it. And we know the guy, personally per se, super good dude, works super hard, has an amazing story, just a very transparent dude, giving you the best ways to grow your online business. And like Justin said, this is like 1/20th of like all the information, because it's great to grow your Instagram, but knowing what to do with it is super important too. And that's just one of the things that are talked about in the course. And I think Justin would agree also that what is taught in that course is so different than what's taught on YouTube.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And the thing is, it's not just, how to build your Instagram, it's how to or not even Instagram, it's any social media, how to monetize it and how to, actually make an impact on people. Because it's not really worth it if it's just, you know, you're looking at solely numbers, because then you don't get to help people for money. And then second of all, you know, you're not making any money off of it. There are a lot of people with like 500K or 1 million, even 1 million follower accounts that don't know what to do with that type of following. If I had that type of following, dude, I'd be monetizing the hell out of it, man, and I'd be impacting people at the same time. There's like so many things you can go into, you know, building 1,000+ person email list that's like highly engaged with maybe like a 60-80% like open rate, which is crazy, right? And then, you know, other things are you know, like how to build your YouTube to actually ensure that YouTube's algorithm kicks in and then you get the maximal engagement. How to, you know, even create your own courses on whatever niche you're in, how to do one-off coaching, like 2-question close, which is actually one of the biggest like my favorite parts of the course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so many things that are covered. Like I could go on and on. I don't want to digress, but honestly, guys, if you're on the edge about it and you've been thinking about it for a while, just go ahead and get this course, whether through either of our links, because dude, I don't even care if you don't use our links. Just get into the course.
Yeah, like that's where I'm at this point. Like for the people that I've like shared it with and stuff, like I'm just thankful that I took the course so that I can refer people to it, whether they use my link or not. Like I want to endorse the link so that people can take their personal brand seriously and have an incredible 2018. Like, I mean, I just want to ask you and get your personal opinion on like how, and real quick, obviously, but like how important do you think a personal brand is in 2018 leading into the future?
One of the most important things, because people, it's slept on. Like I said before,
it's slept on
so much and people are just starting to catch up to it. They're like, wow, I could actually, you know, do so many things over social media. And most of the time it's like, you know, when they've invested some sort of time and money into it, that's when they accidentally stumble upon it, you know, because most people are like, yeah, what am I going to do with 500K followers or 100K followers, maybe like 1,000 followers? How am I going to monetize it? Maybe, you know, I'm not special enough is one of the objections that people have. Like, I can't grow this type of following, you know, but basically anyone can build a personal brand. If you put the time and effort into it and you have some sort of like niche you're interested in, you don't have to be an expert in it, right? You just portray yourself as, you know, someone who's just documenting their journey. And that's very powerful too, because people can relate to you. And once you've gained their trust, you know, you can start monetizing by selling basically what you've learned so far, because people pay for information, even though you're like 2-3 steps ahead of them. That's one aspect of it. And you get to impact lives, and that's the best part of it. I wouldn't have met like most of the people that are like my basically my best friends like right now if I hadn't grown my personal brand, if I hadn't got myself out there.
Absolutely. And like Justin said, I read it in a book today as well. Russell Brunson was talking about like coaching and stuff, and so many people are like, I could never make a course. I could never coach people. Like, I don't know enough, because you're comparing yourself to the experts, and you can become an expert, but it obviously takes time. But the people you're teaching, as long as you're one step ahead of them, you're providing value, and you know what I mean? You're helping them out. Like, you don't have to be the best person in the world at it, but as long as you're one step ahead of the people you're teaching, you're, you know, able to bring them along and help them out. Just so for anyone out there that has, you know, those doubts that they can do this, absolutely anyone can do this. And I think you will very quickly realize after you take this course how possible it is for you to grow an online business and grow a personal brand. And then you'll realize the endless possibilities because of that. But not to talk too much about it. That's, you know, another conversation for a DM or whatever. Feel free to hit either of us up. I'll make sure to put his handle in the YouTube video so you guys can check out his profile, because he really is absolutely killing it. He didn't mention it, and I think it should be mentioned for any of you, you know, college students. He is 17 into college. He went to college 2 years ahead of what us normal kids go to school at. So this kid he's a whiz kid. He works hard, and whatever he works hard at, he's going to have a ton of success. So just to wrap it up, thanks for checking it out. We'll definitely have more YouTube videos together. Justin will definitely be featured in some more, and I'm sure he'll have a YouTube video coming soon. I appreciate everyone watching this video, and I guess I'll just see you in the next YouTube video. So,
all right.
Peace out.
Thanks, guys. See ya.